Okay, we are starting section 5.4, and our learning target for 5.4 is to factor and solve a polynomial equation. In this first video, we are going to use a technique that you've used before. It's called the grouping technique, and when we did it before we called it the regrouping, but it's the same idea. Now the names of these are important because you're going to have to be able to look at the polynomial and decide which technique to use. So for example, the directions will say factor completely. Okay, this one we're not going to solve, we're just going to factor it completely. So that means we might have to do it more than once. Okay. So when you're using this grouping technique, you'll notice that there are 4 terms. And when you see 4 terms on your polynomial, think to do regrouping. So just like we did before, we're going to group the first 2 together and then the second 2. And we look at the first group and we realize that there's an x squared in both of those terms. So if I take out an x squared from the first term, that would leave me with an x. And if I take out an x squared from the second term, that would leave me with a negative 2. Then I look at the second group and I realize both of these terms contain a 9. And I'm actually factoring out a negative 9 here. And what that will do is change this sign to negative here. And then remember, if you want to make sure if you've done it right, think about multiplying forward. X squared times x is x cubed. X squared times negative 2 is negative 2x squared. Negative 9 times x gives me the negative 9x. Negative 9 times negative 2 gives me the positive 18. So we're not quite finished yet. We see that we have an x minus 2 common in both, so we're going to pull that out. And then what that leaves left is the x squared minus 9. So it will go in the other group. Okay, now one more step. Hopefully you notice that this x squared minus 9 is factorable again. And so that one can factor again into x plus 3 times x minus 3. And now this polynomial is completely factored.